It is difficult to find happiness within oneself, but it is impossible to find it anywhere else. All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. The majority of men are not capable of thinking, but only of believing, and are not accessible to reason, but only to authority. A pessimist is an optimist in full possession of the facts. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom. For it is only when he is alone that he is really free. We can regard our life as a uselessly disturbing episode in the blissful repose of nothingness. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. The person who writes for fools is always sure of a large audience. Just remember, once you're over the hill, you begin to pick up speed. We seldom think of what we have, but always of what we lack. Therefore, rather than grateful, we are bitter. The more unintelligent a man is, the less mysterious existence seems to him. The universe is a dream, dreamed by a single dreamer, where all the dream characters dream too. What people commonly call fate is mostly their own stupidity. Happiness belongs to those who are sufficient unto themselves, for all external sources of happiness and pleasure are, by their very nature, highly uncertain, precarious, ephemeral, and subject to chance. The assumption that animals are without rights, and the illusion that our treatment of them has no moral significance, is a positively outrageous example of Western crudity and barbarity. Universal compassion is the only guarantee of morality. If you feel irritated by the absurd remarks of 2 people whose conversation you happen to overhear, you should imagine that you are listening to a dialogue of 2 fools in a comedy. Truth is no harlot who throws her arms round the neck of him who does not desire her. On the contrary, she is so coy a beauty that even the man who sacrifices everything to her can still not be certain of her favors. Wealth is like seawater. The more we drink, the thirstier we become, and the same is true of fame. Compassion for animals is intimately associated with goodness of character, and it may be confidently asserted that he who is cruel to animals cannot be a good man. After your death, you will be what you were before your birth. Vulgar people take huge delight in the faults and follies of great men. Man is never happy, but spends his whole life in striving after something which he thinks will make him so. If anyone spends almost the whole day in reading, he gradually loses the capacity for thinking. This is the case with many learned persons. They have read themselves stupid. There is something in us that is wiser than our head. Almost all of our sorrows spring out of our relations with other people. Genius and madness have something in common. Both live in a world that is different from that which exists for everyone else. Every man takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world. The greatest of follies is to sacrifice health for any other kind of happiness. The life of every individual is really always a tragedy, but gone through in detail, it has the character of a comedy. To get married means to have your rights and double your responsibilities. Thus, the task is not so much to see what no one yet has seen, but to think what nobody yet has thought about that which everybody sees. Mostly it is loss which teaches us about the worth of things. In the whole world, there is no study so beneficial and so elevating as that of the Upanishads. It has been the solace of my life, it will be the solace of my death. Man is the only animal who causes pain to others with no other object than wanting to do so.